Welcome. This is Mark, and I have a very special guest again. It's Andrea. Tea with Andrea, and she is from the awesome state of Texas. Texas is like what is called the heart of America, right?
Well, it certainly has my heart, and I didn't know that until I got here, and thankfully they're going to keep me. So I certainly love living in Texas. It's great, and especially in Austin. It's super thrilling to be in Austin with all the live music and creative energy.
And Andrea is having a nice cup of tea. I'm enjoying a tea of Intercom over here. It's a nice, refreshing cup, and it helps me calm down at night. Tea is actually very good. I really enjoy my tea at night. How about you?
Well, I forgot about it until you mentioned it, and I was having tea with Mark, so I thought I should brew up some chai. But I have to confess, I nerded out a little bit and spiced it up with some extra ginger and cinnamon and nutmeg and pepper and vanilla and stuff. So
Ooh.
I really went a little nuts with my tea tonight.
That sounds awesome. So, Andrea, we were talking about like inner self and guides and angels, and you were having a little bit of a discussion about that. You want to talk about it a little bit more?
But no, you just asked me if I believed in them, and I said that the short answer would be yes. And you asked me what the long answer was, and I gave you a little bit longer answer as to, that could mean a lot of different things. But the short answer is yes. Maybe it's a higher self. I certainly believe in angels or divine intervention. There's been too many things happen in my life for me to completely ignore that. That's a truth. So. That's all I have to say about that. What do you have to say about that, Mark?
Well, I have to say is that I think and I believe that the universe puts people in our lives for a certain reason, and you never know who that is or when it's going to happen, but you never know if that person be a guide or an angel, and it just happens. There's no reason or rhyme or it's very random, but I believe that we're all here for a certain reason, and it's up to us to figure that out. And we have people in our lives that guide us through the process.
Okay, I think so too. I can't disagree with that.
And another topic I would like to say about energies. And we are energy, and we can detect energy with each other. Can you describe how you can detect energy with other people?
You mean describe what it feels like when it comes from the heart and when you're feeling energy from other people? When
Yes.
you're talking about like going to the grocery store and you just kind of know when somebody's friendly or somebody's not having a bad day or you're just kind of intuitive. Is that what you mean?
That is correct.
Okay. I hope I described it well enough.
Well, we have our intuition, and our intuition sometimes can tell us if the person we're coming across makes it feel a certain way. And it kind of guides us through this process of maybe this person, we can talk to them, or maybe this person, we can't talk to them. And, if the person is approachable, you feel like that intuitive type of feeling that, hey, this person I can actually talk to, and then there's some people you walk into a room, you're like, wait a minute here, I don't know what's going on. You feel all out of sorts. So it's an intuition that attaches with the energy of others, and it's something that we all you know break into, and connect with. And how do you rely upon your intuition to connect with others?
How do I rely upon it? I rely upon it every day, I think. Um, every day. From the smallest interaction, I really try to see each person.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense or not. Um, it's like today I could tell you the people who helped me out in a retail situation, and I know their names, and I try to. That's how I try to use my intuition is to really connect with each person that I come in contact with and face to face with, whether it's on the computer or not. I mean, I really enjoy face to face interaction, but these hangouts are really cool because you're in Florida and I'm in Texas, and I can look at you and connect with you. I don't.
That is true. And what I'm also talking about here is feeling grounded. How do
Okay,
you how do you make yourself feel grounded?
maybe that's it. Maybe it's connecting with other people. Uh, I I think I've had, growing up. I guess we have to do that all our life. You learn these lessons that and the one that's come to me lately is you really do need other people. And I found myself quite isolated, and I just needed some interaction with people. And fortunately, I live in a town where that's pretty easy to do. Social dancing is pretty common and safe and respectable. So that's nice. But you really need other people in your life to support you and to ground you and to gauge I don't know, things. I'm afraid I'm not going to describe it very well.
That's okay. How about interior movies? Do interior
Oh, like a
movies?
mind movie, things that you see over and over in your mind.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
How are you affected by interior movies?
I probably don't have it on the right channel as often as I should. If
And
it's
this relates to angels and guides.
okay.
So, angels and guides guide us through our path in life. And what we have is that we have our own interior movies that play the reality we actually live in. Are you relying upon your own interior movies, or do you trust the guidance you receive by angels and guides?
All right. I think I'm going to need you to define that for me because am I relying on my own interior movies or do I trust my angels and guides? Is that your question?
Yes.
Maybe I'm not listening to my angels and guides, and I've been trying to adjust the movie. I've been
Okay.
trying to edit the movie. I've been trying to rewrite the movie. I've been trying to make it. Maybe I need to shut up and listen a little bit.
How about how about vibrations?
Yeah, working on raising that lately. That's been really on the top of my mind lately is about raising my vibration and thinking good thoughts and keeping the negative out. One of the things that I'm just really thrilled about and that I think is going to affect my home greatly, you might know because you're in the group. My husband has actually began to read the Mr. Waddle's writings, and that has helped tremendously the energy in my home. And uh, trying to leave out some details here on time frames, but it was a short amount of time, and it's really nice. It's really like the air's a little cleaner, and when you asked me earlier about being more tranquil, that's what I thought is this is nice. It's more tranquil. Did I get sidetracked, Mark?
No. Next topic we're talking about is harmony.
Well, maybe that's
So,
a lead in.
so we're talking about inner guides, angels, vibrations, interior movies, vibrations, and harmony. So how does all this bring harmony into your life?
I, how does it? Well, how wouldn't it? All that sounds like it would bring harmony into my life, so how wouldn't it?
Well, it makes sense to me as long as we're trusting our intuition and we're trusting our guides because, we hear about the script and the script pretty much takes us away from the trust of these inner guides, these angels, and has us rely upon outside sources that actually don't really have us do things we really wouldn't choose.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that we want to be grounded, right? By being grounded, you're allowing yourself to connect with others. And by connecting with others, you're actually allowing yourself to become a part of.
Yeah.
So the script wants us to be a part of a me, whereas when we connect with others, we're actually becoming part of a we. So can you feel a difference between when you're part of the me versus the we?
Well, of course you can feel a difference. And
Do
I'm
you
not sure
experience many
what.
blockages?
Sure, maybe I've got a big one. uh, yeah, maybe.
How can you describe your blockages?
Oh no, I don't know.
What about intention?
Intention. Intention is good. Um, intention. I'm trying to focus my intention. I'm trying it is what I feel like I'm trying to do lately with that mind movie that you mentioned. I feel like I'm trying to focus my intention.
Tell me about connecting with your higher self.
That's been interesting, and I'm really trying to do more of that and listen to my higher self, the smart me, the smarter me, the one that knows better, the one that would choose the good stuff. Um, and I think it's important to recognize that if there is a higher self, there's also a lower self, and that there's, I guess other people might think that's the whole angel on one shoulder and demon on the other, um, equivalent. But there, there's there's a version of you that wouldn't that maybe isn't choosing the best thing, and your higher self would choose better. That's what I'm trying to connect with. Is the better choices.
Interestingly enough, Andrea, this has been an interesting talk. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that we talked about before is flow.
Mm.
So sometimes when there are blockages, the flow actually is not as fluid. And the blockages actually do create what's called static,
Mm-hmm.
because things aren't coming through clearly enough. And intuition, trust, inner guides, and angels are all a part of the flow.
Mm.
Whereas interior movies are part of the script because it played out in your head, and they take you away from being connected. So
you're not calling the interior movie like the intention, the mind movie, the things that we're creating metaphysically?
actually, the interior movies are movies that are created in your mind.
Okay.
Do you
Maybe.
experience or have you experienced much drama in your life?
Yeah. Mm, I don't think there's been so much lately.
How would you say that you detached from the drama?
I think I've been very detached. I think I've been detached from the drama my entire life. It just sort of let it happen around me, maybe. um, but clearly, I had something to do with that. You know, if we're attracting what comes into our existence, so I guess I should work on that, or maybe I am. I don't know.
Does the word stagnation ring a bell to you?
Oh God, yeah. Oh, I have felt stagnant, and you know, this program and working out the one I want to publish has really helped with that a lot because it's helped me sort of work out if stagnant is the word and you can think of a stagnant pond, it's really helping me slog my way out of it. So that rang really true with me right there. So this has been a great process, alleviating that stagnation.
I got two more words:
Hmm.
security and comfort.
Yeah, I'm really worried about that. I shouldn't be worried, I know, but that's on my mind a lot, and that's probably what I think a lot of people are working for is security and comfort, and to be able to do, you know, what they really enjoy every day.
What about an illusion of security and comfort?
Well, that's no good. What about it?
Have you been guilty of falling into believing the illusion of security and comfort when actually isn't even there?
Ask your question again, 'cause I'm not sure I understand.
Yes. Stagnation. Okay. What is stagnation?
Not moving,
So you're not moving,
not
but
create.
you're not doing.
Was.
And if you're not doing, you're not moving.
Felt like I was not. There,
How do
I was.
you how do you have comfort and security if you're not doing in stagnation? That's an illusion.
No, I felt stagnant because I was doing the same thing and there was no new creation for me. I was not creating anything new. I was supporting something else for someone else, and I was not creating anything new. That was the stagnant. And so now that I am focusing more on me and what I'm creating, the stagnation's alleviating. So that's maybe you misunderstood me, or I don't know.
I understand. Let
Yeah,
me ask you a question. How do you balance your emotions?
probably not very well. I really try to. How do I balance my emotions? I try to breathe. I know it sounds kind of silly, but when I feel like I'm, you know, I try to breathe.
How do you communicate with your higher self?
I guess that's meditation, but I don't say I meditate. I just try to be quiet and listen and feel my heart. Um, yeah, that's how I do it. There might be a better way.
Tell me about the word divine.
Oh, divine. I like the word divine. Um, do you want a definition? I'm not sure.
As it relates to you.
Divine. Glorious without flaw. Wonderful. Beautiful. I'm not sure what divine.
We're on to something here, Andrea. We certainly are on to something, and we're making a lot of progress.
Good.
And and the one thing that I want to say is clarity.
Yes.
How do you gain clarity in your life?
Generally, by asking the same question several different ways and making sure I understand the answer. I don't know how to say any better than that. Clarity, research, clarity. Clean the windows.
Andrea, would you say that you are free?
Now that might be the illusion you're talking about, because I feel like I am, and I work towards being that way, and I work towards owning my time and being, not indebted to the point where, I must do something I don't want to do. However, the truth is, I'm not so sure any of us are really free, and that's really been on my mind lately. I don't know if this is the place to cover all of that. Maybe it is. What's your next question?
What does a doorway look like?
What does the or a doorway look like?
The doorway.
Doorway to what?
Freedom.
Ah. Hmm.
I got a question then. Is there a lock on it?
Is there a lock on the door? No, I'm working on picking it. I don't know. Maybe there is a lock on the door. There's a process, and even though I could complete what is in my mind, in my vision of freedom, there are these other questions that, I'm not so sure that would even do it for me. I don't know if I would still feel completely free, because freedom to me looks like, I don't know what the doorway looks like, but freedom to me looks like traveling anywhere and everywhere I please, as I please, seeing and enjoying friends and family that I want to when I want to. That's freedom to me. So, what does that look like? It might look like an airplane. It might look like a larger bank account. It might, it could look like a lot of different things. Is there a lock on it? Um, Maybe there's not a lock on it, but there's a process to opening a door.
I'm going to say a little two words here.
Okay.
Let me know what comes to your mind.
Okay.
Magic wand.
You don't want to know what comes to my mind. There are too many instances with some very interesting people in my life with a magic wand. Um, yeah, I don't have one. I don't have a magic wand, and I never. Maybe that's my problem. I've never thought I had a magic wand. Maybe I should give myself a magic wand. But yeah.
Andrea, I just want to say that this has been a very deep, spiritual talk, and sometimes when you go really deep, the flow gets a little bit obstructed because of the fact that the topics and everything like that are obscure, and it's difficult to really comprehend at times. But I know it's kind of difficult, but it actually did very well, and it's been a very good talk. And I just want to say, I'm going to read this affirmation to you because it's been based upon what we've been talking about. And I want you to think about it, and I think it's very appropriate here. And I just want to say, this is what we're talking about, and this is what the questioning has been going towards. So I'm going to say this affirmation, and let me know how it relates to you because I think it is very relevant. And as awkward as the conversation has been at times, I think that this is going to hit the nail on it. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I move into union with my higher self, and my interior senses are awakened. So I move into union with my higher self, and my interior senses are awakened.
I
And
still
that's
have.
very relevant to exactly what we're talking about up until now.
Yeah, this is definitely the same path that I was on last time. I'm just working on it, and I guess the beauty, as we were talking earlier before we started, we were talking about beginning again, and the beauty is you can have as many beginnings as you want, and we can begin again to move into union with my higher self and awaken my interior senses. So thank you, Mark. And I feel like part of the contract here is you invited me to do this, and I feel like I should really be completely honest, and I try to give you the answers. Sometimes they're just not there, like you said, they're a little blocked, I guess.
That is exactly the point. And also, like I've been, doing this for a little while now, and one thing I like about this is the fact that a lot of times, this is unscripted, so the flow isn't always going to be perfect, but that life isn't perfect. We have blockages. Blockages occur, and the flow isn't always going to be the way you want it to be. But is life ever the way you want it to be?
Sometimes, sometimes it is.
And we have drama, right? We have interior movies, which our interior movies aren't always what the reality actually is. And the whole thing is that, we have guides and angels that I'm open to. I'm open to believing. A lot of people aren't open to believing it, but I'm open to believing in the fact that, people in your lives, things happen in your lives, and at the time, you may not know why. But later on, it's like, wow, that happened exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And it could be a good thing and bad thing, but what's good and bad? They're just events that happen. And we're just participating in them. And we have what's called a script that actually labels things. But actually, what's a label? Can you relate?
Yeah, it's just a word.
So, um, we were talking about like, greater life for all and, working on our own ways of creating our own programs. bringing more value to others. And right now we discovered about blockages and stagnation and illusions of security. Let me ask you a question. Like, somebody could be listening to our talk right now, and they might be stagnant. They might be having blockages. They might have an idea about what they could do. And how do they connect to the higher self? What advice can you give somebody, about what you're doing? Or if it's you, like, and you're stuck, what are you going to do to get yourself unstuck?
What am I doing? Well, I think you know, Mark, that I read a lot of Wallace Waddles. So when I get stuck, they're very small, very thin books, and I have them next to my chair in the living room, which is basically the back side of my desk in the living room. And I read those. I go outside, and I get quiet. I think too many people are bombarded by TV or radio or something on all the time, and my mind is much better when I can turn all that off and listen and think clearer and read. That's what I do. That's what I would tell someone else to do, is just disconnect and turn that mess off and listen to yourself. Think. Get a piece of paper, draw something, doodle, write words. Get a process going. And that's what I would tell somebody. That's how I find my answers.
One last thing. Do you think that it's okay to make money doing something you actually really enjoy doing?
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? Yes. I think you should. Absolutely. It's okay to make money doing it. And everyone else can enjoy it too. I mean, if you can't make money doing it and everyone else enjoys it, they're not going to enjoy it very long. If you can't make money doing it, because it's not going to be sustainable. We know that, right?
Yes, we do. So, talking about one last thing, more than fill your place. How do you more than fill your place each day?
Right now, how I more than fill my place each day is I'm working on this program. That's how I'm doing it, because filling my place each day is what I have done to keep my regular business running, to keep the house running, to keep the, relationship together. That's filling my place. More than filling my place for me right now is creating a product that is going to help someone else make more out of their life. And it's going to give them this formula so they can manage their own businesses. That's how I'm more than filling my place every day right now. Once that's complete, it might change a little and shift focus. I'm really enjoying doing the videos once a week. It's been good practice for me to talk to the computer and make a video. Not the best at it, but I'm getting better. I think the live audience is much easier to work with. You're here. I can see your smile. It's a little more of a feedback thing than when you're doing the recording, of just yourself. That's a little awkward, but I'm getting more practice. So that's how I am more than filling my place each day. And maybe I screw up some days, and maybe I don't get it all done. But that's okay, because I can try again.
Why don't you just and really quickly tell everybody about your project and how people can find you?
Well, you can find me on Google Plus right now. I have a group called Entertainment Entrepreneurs Community, and we're currently in the beta testing phase while I launch the course and the program, and I think you're familiar with that because you're also have a course in the works. So You can find me on Google. I can put a link. I can send you a link to include, if that's okay, Mark. Can I send you a link to the community?
Absolutely.
You can pop it down
Absolutely.
there. They can find it there. If you are a musician, an artist of any kind, and you want to take your art seriously as a business, but maybe you don't have any business experience, this will help you begin to understand the different areas you're going to have to think about and the different people to put on your team. I'm not expecting you to be a music lawyer, but maybe, what you can learn will help you find one, or whatever hat you need to wear, booking agent, manager, marketing, radio, getting your stuff on radio, recording. We cover all that stuff in separate weekly focuses, so nothing's overwhelming. So I do hope they can find us.
Well, Andrea, it was a pleasure having tea with Andrea. And I just want to say, I really enjoyed our talk. It was very deep, and as always, very intellectual. And I really enjoy having your company. So as we close out, do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yes, then thank you very much, Mark. It's an honor to be here and spend time with you sincerely, and thank you for asking me to be on. And I'm very much like your idea to follow up in the group with our other projects on the side. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to Tea With, and I hope we see more episodes from Mark. Cheers.